What's going on? What's going on? Just wanted to hop on. I was working on my book, The Millionaire Savings Plan, and I just couldn't help but to kind of point out that pretty much wrapping it up. I've completed the last chapter. I got all the way down to the last chapter, and I've only thing left is just pretty much editing. So this book will probably be out, I want to say before Christmas, probably even before Thanksgiving, because just gotta look into editing this because it's just a lot of stuff that needs to be edited. A lot of things that probably I need to even put in. I just want to make sure it is completed. It's like my first body of work. This is like pretty much me telling the world that I'm somewhat of a financial guru in the making. And I mean, out of all the things that I know and I do, this is what I chose to actually, talk about. This is the body of work that I'm actually putting out to the world. This is done. It's some work that I've been doing probably since I've been doing this for I've been writing this book for, I want to say, at least a whole year, definitely a year. I've had moments where I just either had writer's block, didn't feel like really writing. I don't know, mainly just kind of been, just working and just not having energy and, just overall, just a lot of different things. But I'm finally wrapping this up. This is my first body of work that I'm going to be putting out to the world, and it's going to be something that, who knows? I mean, it might be something that is something of greatness. I definitely want it to be. It definitely is something, like I said, that has helped me in my financial journey because I needed something to get me, where I can avoid that check to check lifestyle and also, get out of debt, have some type of plan for my life as well as a plan for just, it's just a combination of things like having a financial plan, having a life plan, uh, you know, just a multitude of things. It has pretty much been all of those. So, with that said, I pretty much almost finished with it. All I have to do is just make some additions and make some edits. I've, pretty much um, at the point where I'm done actually physically writing. I just have to just kind of just finalize everything and just go from there. So that's pretty good because now all I have to do is just pull the file and, like I say, make the edits, put any additions that I think that is needed to be put in, and that's it. So this is yours truly. I definitely am pleased for this. My mother was alive. Father, man, they both would be very, very happy that, all of the years of going to school and, going to college, writing papers, reading books, and doing research, I created my own system that I use to generate some type of wealth, to generate some type of, financial strategy to deal with this complex world where, nobody really is, giving you any money. Nobody is definitely giving you hardly any wealth. So you step by step create your own destiny. That's what this millionaire savings plan is about. That's why I pretty much, love this strategy. And, I just was like, you know what? Not only am I just going to use this, like, for example, I could have just pretty much been like, you know what? This is just something I'm going to use, and I don't even want to tell the world about it. I'll just pretty much just keep it to myself, and I'll be, successful, and everybody else, struggling won't be, that might be able to use these strategies. I just decided, okay, not only am I gonna just, use this format for myself, I'm going to put it out in the world. This is gonna be my, knowledge that I, bestow upon the world. I mean, this could be used anywhere in the world. It could be a strategy that could be implemented anywhere in the world, So I, pretty much put myself out there. I really had ideas for other books, and this was just one of those ideas that I chose to put out there, So that is very, very good news for myself, and I just wanted to let everyone know that that's where I am at with that. Now, in other events, right now, I just want to say that basically, I'm going to be trying to also. I'm going to probably try to do the Airbnb. I want to try that. I want to see what that's about. So I think I might be able to save a little bit of money by using Airbnb, basically just renting a room. I really didn't want to do that, but I think that's what route I'm going to go, because this hotel is just kind of like, I don't know. It's in a very, very prestigious area, but it's like, eh, you know, it's like, okay, well, is it worth this much money? It's like, nah, I'm not really feeling it like that, but yeah, I'm definitely trying to get up out of here, because I got to try to get this house fixed up and go from there. So that's one of my little projects. And I've been trying to find some time to actually go, because it's a property across the street from mine. I'm trying to find the owner of that property, because I want to get that property sold to someone else, or I can try to get it and then deal with it, because it's just an eyesore. I just want to, basically just get it to someone that could, fix it up. Another investor, someone that is interested in fixing it up, because right now it's just an eyesore. The other property that's next to it's also an eyesore. So it's like somebody that's like a pastor or some church. He, had two properties, and whatever happened, he just pretty much abandoned them. And I reached out to an attorney to see about using the law of adverse possession, but I didn't hear anything back from that attorney, which leads me to believe that they just either don't want to be bothered, or that's probably it. But I still have tool in the fire because I took a real estate class when I was 17 when I first came out of high school. So I'm somewhat comfortable with the idea if I uh, pay those taxes and kind of document everything that is going on with that property. I can pretty much procure that property. I'm very confident that I can do it if push comes to shove and I have to go that route. I'm confident that I can do that because the thing is that you don't wanna leave nothing abandoned, close to your property. You wanna buy the property if you see the opportunity. You wanna capitalize on that opportunity. You know, so right across the street, it's a complete gut job because most abandoned properties they've been abandoned for longer than a year or two or even longer. Well, not even a year, but like let's just say rule of thumb, 2 years or more. They're good job properties. And you gotta go in. You gotta basically demolish the property, and then basically get somebody to come in and you know put in new drywall, whatever's needed, mold remediation, clean up the property, maybe like, just spraying, disinfectant and stuff like that, especially now. So that is what is the first step with these abandoned properties. I talked to my uncle, I'll say my rich uncle, called my rich uncle, to see what was going on with him, see if I can borrow some coins myself. He said nope, not at all. But it's still cool, man. It is what it is because the thing about it is I don't even need his money. I've gotten so used to being on my own that you know I just I like I told him, I said, man, you know I'm glad you told me what you told me because I was thinking, man, maybe I could probably get 5 grand from you. But if I can't even get $500 from you, I damn sure ain't gonna be able to get $5,000 from you. So he kind of helped me out to not even bother. But you know, the thing about him, and this is what I told him, I said, it's okay to be stingy or very conservative with your money. There's no problem with that because the thing about it is people will talk about a stingy guy, but they'll dog out the broke guy versus the stingy guy. I mean, they'll be like, all right, this guy's stingy, whatever. But, they'll have a field day talking about broke dudes. I mean, so you got to pick your poison. Are you going to, you want to be stingy, a miser, or, a broke person with no money, no savings, zero net worth, below net worth. Pick your pick which one, because either way they ain't gonna like you. Even if you're not stingy, like people's validation, what I've learned is to kind of just deal with the fact that you know people ain't gonna like you. People for whatever reason they ain't gonna really care, one way or the other about you. Put your head down and muster on, work hard, do what you got to do. And then, when the work is done, lift your head up high, and live your life. You know what I'm saying? Because people's validation, does not necessarily matter to me, honestly. You know, um, and it's another thing is that like his funny post, man. It's my cousin's cousin. He posted he posted something in regards to. He said, "I got a 600 credit score, a good job, a nice place to live, and I can't get no chick to like me, blah 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 blah." And I'm like, it was like kind of tripped out, man. I was like, you know what? First, I was like, I ain't gonna say nothing. And then I posted, something of pretty much women don't really check for that. When I'm gonna show you better than I could tell you, but because this leads into what I was talking about. It's kind of the whole if you got money versus you don't have money. You still get chicks type of thing, because I could show you like, and it's anecdotal, but I could show you some tripped out stuff that will will lead you to understand that it's not all about how much money you have. I mean, I'm a broke guy, but I still get it. I get sequestered by women, even not having that much money. I've never been rich, so I have. I'm not gonna say I mastered the art of seduction, but I know a little. I got a little ways about me. You know what I'm saying? Um, first thing first. I mean, it's about what you actually um, know, and how what you know about women. Like, what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times, um, dudes don't have a clue about women, man. They think that they have these like prerequisites that ultimately qualifies them to get a woman. And then they get frustrated when they meet those prerequisites. And women do the same thing, when they get these prerequisites, they like, damn, well, why I can't get no woman, or not, why I can't get no man. And it's like, well, okay, have you studied what women really want? Like, do you know? And then how do you have you looked in the mirror at yourself? Because this particular individual, my cousin's cousin, he's pretty much a bell pepper dude. So, I mean, basically doesn't work out, adverse to pain. Because see, here's the thing, and I thought about it, and I pretty much I was thinking to myself, because I was actually really thinking about this question that this guy was pondering. And it goes into like really what a lot of times what women really like. A lot of times really what women like is that alpha male kind of like, specimen of a male, right? Washboard abs, very strong shoulder, back, muscles, all of that type of stuff. And it's like, how do you get that, right? Okay, how you get that is pain. It's the reverse of getting fat as hell. To get fat, all you have to do is eat a whole bunch of donuts, eat a whole bunch of food, go to sleep, don't work out, don't move. You know, you can just eat and eat and eat, no activity, nothing whatsoever. You'll be fat. You'll be, pretty much big as a house, right? So the opposite of you losing weight is pain. It's the reverse. And going back to the human mind, nobody wants to deal with pain. Nobody wants to feel that burn. Nobody wants to feel like they about to die. Like when you work out, when you out of shape, you feel like you about to die, man. You get like exhausted. You feel like you get shortness of breath. You just fighting through and everything like that. Nobody wants to really go through that. Most people, they just want to have a slow descent to a downward spiral. That's just how it is. So it's like, you go to work and then you eat lunch every day. You living your life, you know, like most people do, and you're fat and you got money. Well, you leave it, like I said, you leaving money on the table because it's like, okay, well, I understand. Yeah, I mean, fat dudes get chicks too, but you know what I'm saying? Behind every fat dude that got chicks is a bank account and some cash, you know. So, yeah, even Biggie Smalls had money, you know what I'm saying? So, the thing is that, you got to pick your poison. And a lot of times that poison consists of, basically food and not wanting to actually lose weight because it's painful to lose weight. Like I say, it's painful. It's the opposite of gaining weight. It's pain. It requires less sleep because you, instead of going to sleep, you're working out. You're putting forth action to actually lose weight, or even in diet as well. You're eating less, or you're eating foods that are very low in calories, the opposite of how you gain weight. Very difficult to do. And women are attracted to guys that go through that pain because they're able to dish out that pain right back. And they also, they're the byproducts of that pain. So in the situation is, it's like, okay, you don't necessarily have to be in shape, an in shape alpha male. You can be your higher self and just be, you could be like what, a nerd beta male that basically studies software code all day, every day, right? And you create some new app, new startup, and the rest is history. And then, I don't know, you just go get someone like yourself, just a nerdy chick. Well, the problem is when you step outside of your boundaries and you want someone else other than who you're compatible with, then next thing you know, you're having all of these types of problems, because this chick she ain't really want to be with you other than the fact that you have money, so, but, that's the other side of that, type of thing. It's women that really don't care about how much money you got. They just want you for the fact that you are genetically superior specimen, or you are, combination of, you like a good salesman. Like, I've met dudes that, friend of mine's, that were just, they'd talk to any chick. Like, they see, like, they not shy. They just, meet a chick and basically start talking to them, cold approach. And then next thing you know, when you just talking a whole bunch of chicks on a daily basis, if you want to be doing that, you're gonna get so many women that's gonna jump on your, phone contact list and you're gonna get rejections, of course. But I mean, to each his own. So it's like some guys, man, they just think they think that the woman is gonna come to them. That ain't how that works, man. I mean, it can happen, but if you really want like a whole bunch of women, if that's what you desire, you know, you gotta pretty much be like a traveling salesman. You gotta be able to talk to a multitude of different women and then weed them out. That's the problem my friend has. He don't know how to weed them out. He can get them. He can get them because he's just talking to every chick he sees, like but he don't know how to weed them out. That's what his problem is. And you would think that he would know better now, but nah, he has a screening issue. You know what I'm saying? He don't know how to screen women. And it's like, I remember last time I told him that he hung the phone up on me. Cause he some people, when you tell them one thing about me, I tell people the harsh truth a lot of times and they get frustrated. I got an unsubscriber, a long unsubscribe list, right? Of people unsubscribing. Cause I mean, basically I don't care. I'm telling it like it is. If I'm going to talk about something, it's certain things I don't talk about. But if I'm going to talk about something, I'm going to give the raw, unadulterated truth because I can and I want to. I'm not a phony dude. Like I don't have, my ego is pretty good. Is pretty much in check. Like I don't really have that much problems with my ego. I can take criticism and then I can give criticism. And I also can basically say what I want to say, even if it's personal stuff, because the thing about it is we all have a competition. We all are in this together. People know the statistics. It doesn't matter, like, the whole thing, like I was saying, weeks and months ago, people already know, white people already know you broke. Asians, white people, even Hispanics, they know you broke. When they see you, they like, oh, it's another black person. 9 times out of 10, he's broke, she's broke. They already know. They know you broke. It don't matter you got a brand new car. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter you even have a credit card or you got nice clothes. They statistically know that you're broke. Even forget statistics. When they watch the news. I don't even watch the news anymore. Right? I'll turn it on for maybe 5 minutes until it starts beating my eyeballs, and then I'll turn it off. They know just by watching the news that you're broke. They know by going to different neighborhoods, black neighborhoods, okay, driving through the hood, that you're broke. They already know. So it doesn't matter all of this cognitive dissonance and all this other fantastical dream worlds that you create. Well, I'm how value because I know how to hammer a nail. I mean, all of that stuff, it don't matter. The reality is 9 times out of 10, they pretty much know they're right. And then here's the thing. They follow you around the store. Why are you in the store? Why are you even in the store? And it goes into why the black, think about it. Like I was on Charles Faulkner's channel, and they were talking about black people in America versus African people in Africa. And the thing about it, today I got like a flashback of my business days, having a store in a predominantly black neighborhood in Chicago. I remember like a lot of stuff I kind of just pushed it aside and, kind of forgot about it. But I remember that how it was. And what I remember was the realization, because it was like an experiment. The realization is that black people don't even like black people in America. ADOS people hate each other. Real talk. Like, if you want to just break it down, I'm ADOS, I'm African. ADOS don't like each other. Niggas can't stand each other. They don't support each other because deep down, it's like plantation mentality. They don't want to see nobody else come up. They don't want to see you, you know what I'm saying, shine or whatever. How many people, here, look at people black people on YouTube. If they see somebody get 10,000 subs or a whole bunch of super chat money, they start making little pages talking about, or making videos talking about, I don't like this dude, or this dude, man, or this chick is, whatever. Like, I mean, basically hating. Like, how many haters, man, in this space, like, talking about, this dude is like, man, I've been around. I work with millionaires. Okay. I work for corporate America, where, I mean, the freaking the corporate headquarters, where the billionaires go, have a board meeting, man. You think I really care about somebody making whatever super chat money a day? The trillions of dollars get traded on the freaking stock market every single day. Okay, I know what big money looks like. I've seen the statistics on companies, what they actually make. Think I'm worried about some dude or some female or anybody making, $500, $10,000, whatever a day on super chats and all that? I mean, comparatively speaking, the number one person on YouTube is PewDiePie. I think that's how I subscribe. I mean, his name is on his channel, and that dude makes like, I think, $60 million a year or something like that. Another person is Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast makes millions of dollars every year. Okay, but you worried about some dude, man, you know what I'm saying, or some chick that makes a few coins and super chat money, or, make a little money off of a little channel with less than 1 million subscribers. I mean, PewDiePie has 60 million subscribers. Mr. Beast, last I checked, he had over 20 million or something like that subscribers or whatever like that. I mean, even if you did worry about that, like, black people don't even want you to have little small amounts of money, let alone millions and billions. I mean, it's because basically, you got to think about it. These same people, man, they know they, a lot of these people, they know they poor. They just don't want to admit it. They just don't want to admit it. They don't want to tell you where they actually live. They ain't gonna go behind the avatar and actually show you how they live, where they live, the neighborhood that they actually live in. Because they just on YouTube capping. That's the new term now. That's the young people, young people, it's faking or whatever. It's capping. A lot of these people are capping on YouTube. With me, I mean, everybody brag a little bit, but me, I keep it real, because the thing about it is, here's the thing about psychology. When you lie to yourself, or you lie to other people talking about you're something that you actually aren't, what happens is you actually believe that shit. And then next thing you know, 10 years from now, you still that broke, poor ass dude that never changed, just like an alcoholic that pretends to not be an alcoholic. Because see, when it comes to money, it's a psychology, um, to this. It's a psychology. Money is psychological. Financial, personal finance is it leads into psychology, just like psychology leads into a lot of different things. So when you're basically messed up in the head about your actual reality of your financial standing in life, I mean, you basically live in a lie. You're no different than a person that pretends to be a crackhead that depends to be pretends to be normal, or an alcoholic that pretends to not be an alcoholic. When you don't recognize your financial, um, you know, indiscrepancies and problems, you're no different than an alcoholic that doesn't um, acknowledge that he's an alcoholic, or a drug addict that doesn't recognize that he's a drug addict. That's where all of this is going. This is what they don't tell you, but they know. So, I mean, we got a troll, so I must be putting something out there. I must be striking something, because when you get trolls, that's a good sign. But anyway, yeah, this is psychology to this shit. This money, this financial, just like psychology spreads to everywhere. It's everywhere. Like we how many times have I talked about Maslow's? Maslow's is a pillar in the world of psychology. If you ever went to school for any type of humanities, such as sociology, psychology, Maslow's is something that you're going to have to do a paper on, hands down. Okay. It's irrefutable that you are going to have to, in college, even in high school, you're going to have to talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And when you start to talk about it, when you break it down like I have, to a financial level, to the financial world, you're gonna go into the rabbit hole of basically psychology and relates to finances. Now, it's economists that actually do study financial behavior with people, and how they actually behave with their money, what they spend their money on, how they spend their money on. And what happens is that these corporations, they start to get consultants that actually know about psychology, that knows about how, to basically enhance people's spending by, having certain advertising, and so on and so forth. They've been doing this for years. Okay. So it's nothing new. It's nothing new at all. So, with that said, that's what a lot of people do. And the reason why they do it is because basically a lot of people are financially vulnerable. Like, a lot of people don't want to admit that. They don't want to admit it because to them it discredits their prestige. So if you have to admit that you filed bankruptcy, or that you're going through financial problems or whatever, then people are going to look at you a certain way. they're going to think of you a certain way. And, instead of actually, having some understanding or whatever, I mean, most people are that shallow. They really just be like, all right, they'll just laugh at you, and that's that. But that shouldn't really matter to someone that is really, really focused and understanding that I'm gonna represent that the reality. Therefore, I can help others not do the mistakes that I made, and then not only that, I can help myself, because when I wake up and understand that it's problems that I need to work on, then that's where I go, make the changes. If I pretend, oh, I'm good, I'm balling, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and or just even not even talking about it at all, just keeping it to myself, I'm doing myself a disservice, and it goes back into the whole pain, the pain issue of working out, running, and losing weight. Same. And then see, here's the thing with that. You can't lie about that. You can't front with that. Even though, yeah, they have what do they have now? Waist trainers. A lot of people buy waist trainers, right? And they ain't lost a lick of weight. But waist trainers ain't gonna hide everything, but they trying, they gonna, they gonna probably try to sell reverse fat suits in a minute. That's gonna be the new thing, like reverse fat suits. You put on the reverse fat suit, and then you press a little pump, and then it sucks your body in, and then you go outside, and then you just walk around, barely can breathe, but then you look about 20 to 30 pounds lighter than you normally do. I mean, people do all of this because, see, here's the thing. You can't hide fat, motherfucker. You can't hide that shit. Come outside. There go Big Brenda. There go Big Bob. You can't hide that. It can't be hidden. When you go outside, as soon as you get out the door, that fat you can't hide it. You can't pretend, you can't front, you can't fake it. It just is what it is. Everybody knew you ate, you had a good summer, you went to all the cookouts, all the barbecues, you ate all your auntie's potato salad 2 years in a row. You can't hide it. You done had all the high fructose corn syrup pop that money could buy. You can't hide it. Can't hide this shit. You could pretend, man. You can easily pretend like you rich. Oh, so many rich pretenders, man. Man, all you gotta do is turn on Bravo and watch all that love and hip hop and all that crap. It's a freaking society based off of rich pretenders. I mean, it's a whole market for that. I mean, the fake clothing market, fake watch and jewelry market is just. I mean, you could make a whole bunch of money selling fake stuff. Trust and believe that. You can do that all day long. But you can't hide fat. Can't hide that. And it's like when you hit that wall, yeah, you can go to work. You can be fat, get up, go to work, go to sleep. I mean, you can do everything pretty much, but you can't. You know that you ain't your best self. You're not your best self because you can look in the mirror and see that you're not your best self. You can't hide it. You can't. And it hurts you that you can't hide that shit. Can't hide it. can't pretend. You can't be like, you can't omit it, not talk about it. Yeah, you can try to like not talk about it, but as soon as you show up, there go big booty Brenda. There go Biggie, Biggie this and Biggie that. I mean, you can't hide it. It's nothing that you can hide about it. Can't front, can't do anything but be big this, big that. You know. So it's like, yeah, I mean, it's big business in it. You know, it's big business in it. And you know, the diabetes rate is like climbing. So you got industries that are making a lot of money off of diabetes. You know, selling. I mean, insulin. I've heard so many times about insulin being like pretty much very, very expensive. You know, insulin is like very, very expensive from what I hear. Okay, you know, very, very expensive. But okay, what are people actually doing about it? What they're doing is basically, you know, absolutely nothing. Hardly. I don't see that many people posting about them working out, weight goals, trying to meet weight goals. All I see is people talking about, you know, stuff that they really, it impacts them, but not really directly. I mean, you know, if you basically go, you know, work out fast, because see, here's the thing, I'll tell you the fastest way, and I've said this before. You know, I don't really talk about my herbs business anymore because I pretty much I have another channel for that. And the reason that the way you can lose a lot of weight really, really fast is kind of the way you lost it without, because even if you don't lose weight, right? Like, or if you don't like work out, right? If you don't really work out, you just pretty much gained a lot of weight through eating, right? Well, the fastest way to lose weight is actually just the opposite of how you gain the weight, and it's called fasting. I mean, basically, I would even say water fasting. Okay, you could water fast, and without surgery, that's the fastest, most effective way that I know of to actually lose weight. Now, I will admit to you, in my opinion, in my experience, it's very, very difficult to do because most people are going to want to eat something. You know, you want to eat snacks, you want to eat food. You know, food is like something that you're used to. Going without it, it's very, very difficult to do. But that's also the reverse of actually gaining weight. You know, it's very easy because it feels so good to eat a Krispy Kreme donut. It feels very good to, you know, eat whatever food that you like to eat. But the opposite is to actually sacrifice to go without it. You know, that is, you know, more harder to do. And that's why the weight issue is a very big issue. And it's actually an issue that is a very big potential to make profit off of. Because you gotta think, go on your Facebook page or your Instagram page, and then just get a notepad, and then including myself, I'm definitely trying to lose weight. I'm not gonna say that I'm not. I'm definitely. I'm probably not an expert, but I know how to lose weight because I know how I've gained weight and I've lost weight before many times, and I've never been I'm not one. I've never been. I haven't been fat my whole life. Like some people have been fat their entire life. That is a little bit different because that's more of kind of like in like genetics and stuff like that. That's going into something where it's genetics and it's like also maybe like more advanced as far as losing weight. But I myself, I've not had a weight issue until my like mid 20s. So I just pretty much in my mind I know that it could be lost because basically you just gotta basically just do a whole bunch of physical activity to lose weight, and then basically be under um kind of reverse your calories by just burning more calories than you actually intake. So I know it's kind of difficult to do that because of the current state of affairs with this pandemic. Don't get me wrong, I understand that. But like I said, a lot of people, they they could pretend to be um like quote unquote well off or well to do. But like I say, white people, everybody else pretty much knows, you know, these black folks do not have what they said they have, or what they even pretend to be have. They know you're pretending. They know you putting on the front. They know you capping because when you come in that dealership and you try to get that little brand new car, your credit stinks. The banks don't even want to give you a subprime loan, let a regular, a regular loan. Okay, and they know, and statistics. They know the statistics because pretty much statistics wise or whatever. They know that most people are not even nowhere near upper class. Most people are in the what? Middle. If you're in the middle, depending on where you live, you may be very, very much struggling to, barely making it to whatever. Like, cause like if you live in New York and you're in the middle class, you're making like $50,000 to $60,000. You might be struggling a little bit depending on where you live. I mean, it depends. It might be a little tight. But if you live in Mississippi and you make 50 to 60, $70,000, you balling. You living good. You can pay for like two houses at the same time, get them on contract. You good, and they don't even need to be fixed up. But it depends on if you're in California, you might have to rent out a garage in the hood. I don't know. I mean, you definitely probably have to room share with people and all of that type of stuff. That's what I've heard. That is definitely what I heard. I had a cousin that lived in California that was doing modeling and whatnot, and she definitely was telling me all about what people have to do in California to survive with all of that, those high housing costs, and then not to mention all of the homeless people that are sleeping in tents right now. Have a huge homeless problem in California. I mean, it's a homeless problem all throughout the country, but California, I think that's probably the epicenter of homelessness, California, because it's so many. The weather is so warm. It's just a lot of homeless people there, and then the housing costs are so high. It's very, very difficult. And I understood that. I'm gonna tell you when I understood that, when it hit me. When I was in the Navy, when I was in San Diego, I realized, wow, this is a big ceiling to climb. So, for example, in Chicago, $50,000 can get you a condo, right? A decent condo. $50,000 can get you a decent condo. The last 20 years, you could $50,000 you can get a decent condo. I just say a condo, right? Well, in California, in San Diego, that same condo might cost you $200,000, and this is like 2001, right? So I was looking at the area. I was on a bus. I think I was going to go get my hair cut or whatever, and I realized it was like, this is very, very expensive. I mean, you'll literally be struggling here because you got a big ceiling to climb. I mean, a $50,000 ceiling or $150,000 to $200,000 ceiling. It's like a video game. What level do you want to start off at? I would rather be more comfortable with the $50,000 range versus the $200,000 range game. Like that game, I need to come with probably $100,000 in the bank before I even can try to beat that level. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it's very, very very expensive. Shoot, the BAH alone that they pay probably is like probably the highest in the country. And BAH is pretty much government housing vouchers that you get when you're in the military, so you can pay for your rental costs. So yeah, it's something else, man. It's definitely something else. And then the thing about it is, it's like basically I'll give the preview of what I'm going to be talking about Friday, and what I'm going to be talking about is financial slavery. And pretty much what I mean by financial slavery is you have people, because a lot of times people are taught to be consumer slaves, taught by our parents, Christmas, you go into debt to get all of these items and things, right? And then you do this every single year. And it pretty much teaches you just to be a financial slave. I'll say this, I did not grow up in a Christian household, okay? So, I'm not gonna, I ain't gonna rag on people, but, it is what it is. I mean, you tell me. I'm, as long as you respectful, I can pretty much take any type of critique, any type of, disagreements or whatever like that. But the thing is like, in my opinion, a lot of times, things like that lead to people actually, like that's one step of it. Another thing is that people pay for places to live and become house poor just so they can be in a particular neighborhood, when they can't really afford it, and they go through a lot of financial hardship to afford it, to be in a particular neighborhood they can't afford. Like if they, had to pay cash for, like, let's say in a world where everybody had to pay cash for a house, what would you think to yourself if where would you live? Where would you actually be able to live? If you had to spend your own capital, you got no loan, you got no ability to do anything, where would you actually be living? Well, a lot of times people will actually have to they would have to live in let's just say a poor neighborhood, because really without the credit they wouldn't be able to afford to pay cash for these particular properties. And it just leads down to road to where I'm talking about, which I'm going to be talking about Friday, which is financial slavery. Because it's like literally you are a slave to what you want. you're a slave to what your desires are. So if you actually want something so bad that you will, because it's like, here's the thing. Let's say you and your significant other. I'm talking to women here. You guys both save $50,000. Instead of going to go get some house way out in the hills that's $200,000-$300,000, you go get let's say a house that's $100,000 that's a fixer upper, and it's not all the way out in the hills and all fancy. Or even worse, a $50,000 house that's close to the hood, but you don't have no mortgage and it's also a fixer upper. I'll give you 3 scenarios of what that's going to involve. The first scenario, which is the house in the hills that's $300,000, is you're going to basically have a loan for, if you even put down $50,000, because probably people ain't going to even do that. Your mortgage will be about over $3,000 a month. Probably with taxes is going to be close to $4,000 or $3,500 a month. And that doesn't even include insurance. That doesn't include the utilities, all of the household expenses, utility costs, your own personal expenses, your bills. If you get, typically people have car payments because they love these brand new cars, right? It's beautiful brand new cars. I mean, it's cool, but hey, credit is good, right? It's like Vampire in Brooklyn. Evil is good. Like, credit is good, right? Everybody loves some credit, right? I can't stand car payments. I hate them with a passion. I look at car payments like child support payments. I can't stand them. But anyway, a lot of people they'll have a car payment along with their mortgage. So, car payment, insurance, utilities, cell phone bill, food expenses, transportation costs. You probably have student loan debt, because you had to have some type of way to, get a job or whatever. You probably went to school, got a, student loan debt, so you got to pay that. You got credit card debt, probably pay that, included that in the monthly bill. What else? You also have other miscellaneous stuff like Netflix, Amazon Prime, all of that type of stuff. If you got child support, you got to pay that. If you got like a previous relationship and you have children, you have to pay that. You add up all of your household expenses and you add it to that $3,500 plus the insurance, and you'll probably be house poor, depending on how much you make. You'll be living good. Don't get me wrong. You'll be the cat's meow, the talk of the town. Okay, but you'll be paying through your eyeballs for all that stuff. When you come in the house, man, you're gonna be dead to rights. You're gonna have a nice house. Don't get me wrong. You're gonna have a whirlpool, master bathroom, all that. You slaying, right? Get home, get in your whirlpool bathtub that you paying through your eyeballs through for this house. But what's the pros and the cons of that? The pros, yeah, nice stuff. I'm all for nice stuff, right? I love nice things. I love luxury. I'm a bougie ass nigga. At the end of the day, I'm bougie as hell. Bougie, trust me. I just ain't, I just don't have it yet. But I mean, on my millionaire savings plan, Porsche truck is coming. Okay, shoot, Lambo mansion, second home, all that is part of my millionaire savings plan. But key word is savings plan. I ain't trying to get. It's not a mortgage plan or a credit plan. It's a savings plan. So yeah, yeah, I like nice stuff. Love nice stuff. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you paying through your eyeballs through all of this stuff. But here's the pros to it. I mean, the con to it. Brenda, hey, can you come in the office for me? Okay. Yeah, shut the door behind you. I just, just want to go over some things with you. Um, you know, we at Acme Enterprises, we we have made some decisions that will affect not only the company as a whole, but also everyone involved. And HR pretty much provided a list of people that basically were you know not performing very well. And unfortunately, I have to tell you that you were on that list, Brenda. So then she's like, "What? No, no, no. What? I've been in this company 5 years. I done gave you the world and everything in pearls." I know you're, in my opinion, you're one of our best workers, Brenda. You're very valuable asset to this company, but it was not my decision. It was directly from the basically the executive of HR on down. They just they have a format of performance and they rate everyone. Um, I'm just unfortunately the messenger here, Brenda. What? Why did they do all this? Well, they did it. They had a meeting about this during the time where everybody was at home during the pandemic, and yeah, we all had no choice as far as the decisions. It pretty much came up top. So Brenda, unfortunately, I have to tell you that you need to clean out your desk. As soon as uh, end of day. If you need any box or any other you know help cleaning out your desk, I'll send one of the janitors up to help you if you need. I don't need nothing. All right. Well, you best believe he ain't gonna hear the last from you. Like, I mean, it could be whatever the situation is. I mean, that however many ways, because employers don't even have to really bring you in to let you go. They could literally wait till you leave that day and then call you and tell you pretty much you're no longer needed. They can send you an email. It doesn't really matter. But the point is that $3,500 plus all of the other expenses, now you just pretty much only got maybe unemployment to rely on at that point. So unemployment, usually it's probably a third, or if you're lucky, a third, but a lot of times a fourth of what you make, at your job. If you're very fortunate, you can make half of what you make at your job. And if you make a pretty good, coin from your job, you're not gonna make all of that from unemployment. And then it takes a while for you to get it, so you're gonna be log jammed if you don't have any savings. But you get where I'm going with this. Now you don't have a job. Now your bills are log jammed. That car note that you like, pretty much now you got, after a month or two, you got bill collectors, car loan people, company calling you, where's the payment at? Where's when you're gonna be making a payment? Then you have the mortgage company calling you after 3 months. You pretty much got log jammed through your other bills because you got no money coming in. You've been, filling out applications and everything. Now that whirlpool bath that you've been taking, that after a relief from work or even a weekend where you're off work and you're just feeling good and lighting candles, doing Snapchats, you know, teasing all of your, little fake little social media boyfriends or whatever. That situation is a little sour now because now you pretty much are losing sleep. You're worried, you're stressed out because your fantasy land is crumbling down. Now, this scenario that I just mentioned, it's going on and it's been going on for years. And pretty much all of that credit that you get is based off of income. Because here's the thing about credit. That's why I laugh at, people don't care, companies don't care because they get insurance off of lending to people, to individuals, and as well as businesses. But what good is credit if you don't have any income? I'll wait. But anyway, yeah, it's really not good. It's not. It's only based off of your future income or your current income or your wealth. You know, so if you don't have any of the latter, it's pretty much your credit or whatever they gave you based off of your credit, it's crumbling down. Option two is a lot just like option three, where you just bought a house that was $100,000 and you put $50,000 down. Well, I mean, it's a lot better scenario, a lot better because instead of paying $3,500 mortgage, you're probably paying like close to about 1,000, and you can kind of pretty much weather this storm of $1,000 mortgage versus a $3,500 mortgage. Okay, so you're taking a lot less risk, right? And if you did lose your job, your unemployment can't cover your your expenses. And I mean, you got your boo, so your boo, he's still working. He could still foot the bill. Option, the first option, he'll be pissed off because he was relying on your income because this is a 50-50 relationship. Thank you, woman of the past. So he's pissed. He's like, what? You lost your job? What? You know, what the hell? But option two is like, all right, boo, I got you. I got you. You know what I'm saying? Let me go on, I'm gonna get me another job or whatever, and we gonna work it out. Because option two is pretty much it's not necessarily that bad. You done already put down half of your house, but you don't have the house in the hills. It's the house close to the hood. It ain't in the hood, but it's close to it. So then you pretty much put down half. You put down 50,000. You don't have to have insurance or PMI or whatever. You just have real standard house insurance. In case something happen, fire damage, whatever, flood. But you don't have to have PMI insurance because you already heavily invested in your house. You got $50,000, and you know what? My math is wrong. I said over $1,000 is your mortgage. Your mortgage is not $1,000 unless your taxes is very high. In the case you only have a $50,000 mortgage, your mortgage would only be like probably with taxes, depending on the taxes. Let's just take taxes out of it. You're talking about like $300-$400, $500 a month. So you can pretty much, you can you can live like Sanford and Son and pay your mortgage. Okay. So first scenario, or no, actually third scenario, is that you don't even have a mortgage. You just basically you put your sweat equity of your capital into a house. It's in the hood though, and then you gotta fix it up. You gotta fix it up very very. You gotta do a lot of fixing up, right? So you fix it up, you live in it, you got it. Same scenario happens because all you have to do is pay for your cable, pay for all your expenses. Um, your boss come in, hey Brenda, come in, come talk to me for a second. I got something I gotta tell you. Unfortunately, if you can shut the door for me, um, yeah, blah blah. We gotta let you go. You know, just think about that scenario. You probably ain't even pissed off or anything. You you you're not even really worried because guess what? You already got you already got a whole bunch of money saved because you make a pretty good coin. You don't have a mortgage, and you really don't even really need to work a job. You just do it because you want to make a whole bunch of money, and you just want to have you just got a plan, and you just want to work, and that's just part of your plan for now. But you already got 10, 20,000, 30,000 saved, and that's called fuck you money. You already got that. So you ain't even tripping. You're like, oh, okay. Well, you give me a little sabbatical, I get unemployment till I can get me another job, and then you know what? I'm gonna be on unemployment a little while because I'm gonna look for a job that makes more than what I was making here. And you probably wouldn't even have that much attitude. You'd be like, oh okay, oh, you left work, yeah, you getting let go. You pissed off about it a little bit, but tell your hubby and y'all both, like, damn man, they did you dirty. They did all that work for 5 years and they let you go, but you get in the same whirlpool bath and it's less stress. You just drinking a little wine, drinking a little champagne or whatever, and you ain't really stressed out that much because at the end of the day, you're not that much of a slave. You just was working a job just to make little coins, but you don't have no mortgage, no big heavy mortgage over your head. Yeah, you Pookie and Ray Ray right next door, they down the street. All of Leroy, um, Bobo, all of them down the street, but they live right across the street from you. But you ain't got no mortgage. Only thing you got to worry about, you might have to have a little, got a little Ring doorbell cameras, CCTV cameras, storm security door. You might have a little 40 cal somewhere in case it gets real bad. Might have to have a little pit bull, cane corso, Rottweiler in the backyard. All the little security measures that you take in a high crime neighborhood, and you just be like, you know what? Well, while you at work, I'm gonna make sure this house is straight, and I'm gonna make sure uh, everything is squared away, and make sure you got your lunch for your job because you're working now. I mean, maybe I'll just be a stay-at-home wife for a while. How does that sound? And Boo be like, yeah, that's cool. Maybe I could come through on my lunch break and get some. I mean, it was kind of hard when you worked at that job, 20 miles away. I mean, I could probably just, come, you know, do a house call during my lunch break. All of that is pretty much possible when you have that type of lifestyle. And that's what I mean by financial slavery. And I ain't gonna even do a video tomorrow about it, because I'm just gonna record this and then I'm just gonna upload it. But see, women of the past, very objective. I don't know what you mean by that. I really see of the, yeah, people do a lot of capping on the internet. That's just how social media is, you know. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you already know. I mean, you know the deal. Um, you already know. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's like, the thing about it is, people understand. They know. They don't say anything, but they know. I mean, I've been back for like 2 years now, and I just decided, probably the last 90 days to just stop talking about too much of the whole relationship dynamic, the whole, I call it the pussy dick debate. I just, fell back on that, because the thing about it is, here's the thing. I understand why people talk about that. People talk about it because it makes money. It's a money making topic. It's like sex. When I first got on YouTube years and years ago, when I was like looking at topics of where you can make the most money off of, the number one topic to make money off of YouTube is sex. Hands down. Sex, pretty much the whole term sex sells. That is what sells. So when you talk about sex, women, men, women, relationships and all that, that's what you make money off of. And I ain't going, I've been listening to Jay-Z since 1994. Reasonable doubt. I am not knocking nobody's hustle. As long as it don't affect me, I am not knocking your hustle. Okay? I ain't one to knock nobody's hustle. I never really have. I don't. Whatever you do, that's what you do. But I mean, I ain't making no money off of no sex. I don't make any. My channel got demonetized. I think about more than a year ago. They just was like, they went through a whole YouTube, Google, whatever. They went through a whole thing where they was taking everybody's channel that wasn't, whatever the case may be, giving them any, I don't know, whatever, just not good for, I guess, advertisers. They just was like, you know what? Fuck you very much. We're pulling your monetization. I was not making that much off of it, but it was, let's just say, what I was making was the equivalent of what a bum would get outside a store from one customer coming in and out the store. That's what I was making every month. So it wasn't no big deal for me, but like I said, being like for example, yeah, I don't have to really talk about that much, because it's not something that I'm really making anything off of, and it's not really nothing that I really focus on. Cause see, I focus on the money, and one thing about money, you get all of that and then some. Okay, money is the catalyst to pretty much everything, damn near. Money and power is synonymous. You know what I'm saying? And you don't necessarily have to have a whole bunch of money to get women, but I mean, if you got money and you already know how to get women, I mean, what's gonna happen? You just gonna get a whole bunch of women. You know, I mean, that's typically how that works. So I ain't gotta necessarily. I can indirectly talk about it and be the king of the hill and whatnot as far as that whole thing. Because when you talk about money, you get money, you capital oriented. Guess what? You got capital. Guess what comes with that? If you already got understanding, you already got game. Women, women, women gonna already be zeroed in on you. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like I went to school with a guy a guy I went to school with. He was older, about a year or two older. Yeah, about 2 years older than me. He used to date my sister, and this dude, man, he got Maserati. Nigga got everything that is on my damn millionaire savings plan. Okay. I mean, you think he ain't pretty much swimming in women? I mean, he pretty much, when he was just a broke dude, like just a young dude going to visit his little girlfriends in college and stuff, he was getting women. I mean, with freaking Maseratis and Porsches, you know what I'm saying, and downtown lofts and stuff. Like, come on, please. Like, I mean, that's nothing. It's no big deal. Like, it is what it is. Like, that's why I really don't even focus on that much too. And I really, it's moments where I don't really even want to listen to that content, because it's like, why are you focused on one woman? Like, why are you even focused on women either? Anyway, like, when you focus on yourself and you focus on what you're trying to do, like, I mean, you become the best person yourself. You become like this like amazing figure of a person. Guess what? Like, women gonna be like your fans. You gonna, like, okay, if you're like um a famous person per se, or if you are a person that's very noteworthy, you're gonna have women sliding in your DMs. You're gonna have women trying to like check on you and all that type of stuff. Like, that's gonna, like, that literally, it comes with the territory. I mean, if you have the energy of confidence, power, of wealth, of just being knowledgeable, having understanding, that aura is gonna attract women. It just goes hand in hand. And then if you already understand how the world works, if you know, all right, well, I have to be intercontinental, I have to be national, international, you know, I might be like I was telling this other dude, like, that was on Mr. Researcher's channel, I think. It was like, man, you might be just a regular gym rat dude in America or wherever you are, North Carolina, but you go to a village in Africa, man, you be like, they'll probably make you the chief. You know what I'm saying? Small fish in a small pond might be, a bigger fish, somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? It's just you gotta sometimes travel to better pastures. Yeah. So I mean, that's just what I noticed. I mean, I was in the Navy, so I mean, I used to, when I was in boot camp, when I got out of boot camp, and I went to Florida. I mean, being in the Navy was the closest thing I've ever been to actually being like a someone that's like a celebrity. Like, I remember coming off of the airport, going walking in the malls with my dress whites on, and the women screaming at us. Like, I mean, women all over the world, like wherever we, touch down, they wanted us. I mean, I just, I'm big headed. Before I was in the Navy. I had more. I sold my royal oats before I got into the Navy. I was in college, man, and you know, I had my pick. I mean, I had my share. You know what I'm saying? You know, I was definitely had a good time. Let's just say. So it's like, yeah, you know, it's an understanding I have that I never will forget. You know what I'm saying? And I know how to. I have the art of understanding of women, most definitely. And it ain't something you lose. It's something that you cultivate and understand more of over time. So it ain't something I have to focus on, because it's like, I mean, you got different types of women, and it's like, you focus too much on them. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, women are like cats. Like, I've had cats my whole life, and I understand women very well. I grew up with I had sisters. You know what I'm saying, and I was around a lot of women. I understand women. Women are like cats. Like, if you give them too much attention, like a lot of time, cats, man, they'll start scratching you and biting your fingers, man. I'm real talk. you you see, you rub a cat too much, man, he gonna start chewing your fingers, man. You know, you go outside, try to chase a cat and bring him inside. You gotta get him inside with some food or something like that. You gotta entice him to get inside. You know, that's why a lot of times women don't like cats. I've had a cat in my store. A lot of times my cat would let me know if a person was very weird. Because you gotta think about it. How are you scared of a goddamn cat? A small little cat that's like the size of a log of wood at the very biggest, like a little small log of wood. Like, it can't do anything to you. But yeah, cats, man, cats are very much like women. Now, dogs are more like men. Like, if you got a dog, because I've had dogs too, of course. I mean, dogs are more like men, you know. But yeah, that's all I have for you. Yeah, stop all that front, man. If you a drug addict, try to get some help. Recognize, hey, I'm a crackhead. I ain't fronting. I'm a crackhead. I'm trying to do better, but I'm still gonna be smoking these rocks, but I'm gonna try to do better, you know. But I definitely am a crackhead. Or, if you hit the bottle too much, you're alcoholic. You know, You- yeah, it is what it is, man. I like the bottle, and definitely, if you can't hide. I already talked about that. If you fat, you can't hide that. You ain't even got to tell nobody that. You walk outside. Oh yeah, okay, you know. Um, and then the whole money thing. Yeah, stop capping. Stop fronting. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself, man. Some type of, you know, reach out to somebody, man, for some financial help, man. You stop lying to yourself. Stop trying to fake the funk on the nasty dunk out here. Stop capping for the gram or for the book or for YouTube. I mean, people know what you when they break it down to you, and then you get embarrassed and emotional. They know what's up. You know, you know what I'm saying? Cause hit dogs are the ones that holler. You know, but yeah, this is all I have for tonight.